Thank you so much for this opportunity. And I would like to introduce our great speaker, past district governor, Sabina Gartner. Am I pronouncing correctly? Is an experienced administrative lawyer and Rotary leader, serving as district governor and foundation coordinator also. She is the champion of global health and sustainability, bringing a energy and a bold personality style to her work. So we are very proud to, have such a strong personality with us today in all manner. Coming towards the subject, our today's topic is green belt. Green belt is actually very important and everywhere in, I think, in industry, in domestic level, everywhere the green belt actually officially as per the government of India, I am from India, so it is compulsory 33% of the green belt should be there around the industry. So I think for this, many projects rejected, and this I'm day to day actually dealing with. So Germany green belt transformation. Today we are going to have the session, a farmer border into a 1300-kilometer century for biodiversity through Rotary's marsh initiative, a land restoration, and rewriting turn ecosystem into powerful climate solutions, protecting nature for generations. So here, this is our excellent presentation. I'm just giving the form to Karin. With your permission, I would like Claudia to have some, talk. Claudia for our PDG Sabina.
Oh, what do you want to say? Hello. Hello, Sabina. I know that you did lots of vaccinations in India and you're great at the environment. And I'm happy that Sabina is there as well. So you will know her and wait and see once again. I'm looking forward to your talk.
Thank you, you guys. Thanks so much. And I do want to say I apologize to Chris Stein. I totally forgot to get you up for Project Teaser. We're going to get that in right after Sabina's talk. Welcome, Sabina.
Thank you so much. It's really an honor that I can be here. And at first, happy birthday, Karen, to you. That's an honor.
Thank you.
Celebrate your birthday with my speech, hopefully.
Yes.
I hope you see the main screen with
Perfect.
the first
Yep.
slide. And I want to talk about the green belt. And thank you for the introducing. I don't recognize myself. That's too much of very, very polite sentences. Thank you very much for that indeed. Well, as a governor 2 years ago, I looked for a project. I wanted to find a project with sustainability. Not after my governor year, everybody forgets about the project, is not interested in the project, and is running to another project from the next governor. So that's normally the way it is. A new governor, a new project, and a new year, and you forget the former projects. So I didn't want this. I wanted to find a project which can survive. And I can assure you, in my second year as a past district governor, the project is still alive. And I'm happy that I can show you how it works and what was my vision, or in other ways, what is just now my vision. Okay, the green belt in Germany. Borders separate, nature unites. I want to show you what that means. You see this map, that's the German districts, and you see the green line, and that divided Germany in the former times between Federal Republic of Germany in the west and the German Republic, GDR, German Democratic Republic in the east, former GDR. So you see the green line, the green belt, is the former Iron Curtain, the border, the dividing line between West and East Germany. And what does it mean to us today? You can see that we have several districts at the green border, at the green belt, and we could work together to do something for the environment. But who can do? We are the not professionals. We need knowledge, and I searched for cooperation partners. And the first thing I learned that the German green belt with 2,100 kilometers is just a small part of the European former Iron Curtain we talk about 12,500 kilometers. And you see it on the map if you have it on papers on your own screen. It's begin in Norway, Russia, in the north, and goes down to Bulgaria, Macedonia, Albania in the south. And you have 24 European countries who have the same idea of restorement, of protecting the nature, of protecting environment. And that's such, I would say, a treasure we have, and we can work it. But where are the professionals? And that was really a challenge to find the professionals. But I want to show you what's going on at the Green Belt and how important it is. You see the protection and development of biodiversity, of course, and you see the continuous of the systems for the animals, for the plants, for the flowers. And you see little spot on it, revitalization of marshes and wetlands. And that will become my favorite theme on the Green Belt. What's very interesting when I talked to the professionals, that you have cross-borders projects. So Czech Republic and Germany, for example, for restoration of marshes. And you have transnational projects. So on the river sides of Danube, we're working with, I think it was 10 countries all together for the environment. So very important to find these partners and these ideas and the projects, to find a project for Rotary as well. So let's come back to Germany and what the Green Belt means to us and means to me. Green Belt is not only environment. Yes, of course, it is environment, but it is also history. You can learn from history. Don't forget the history and go in the future with all the knowledge of the history. And it's education because of the young people. Don't forget what's happened in the history. Be careful in handling the environment things, all this. And it's a fourth pillar, smart developing of tourism. It's not a museum. You have to explore it. You have to walk to people living at the Green Belt and get all their experiments and their expectations, experiences. It's really an adventure to see and live with the Green Belt. So it's all together, and I think it really fits to Rotary and to the Rotarians and to the projects we're looking for. So it's a lot of contributions, of course, at the Green Belt. You see a lot of signs, of tables to show what's going on at the Green Belt. What does it mean to the people and to the environment? And you see hiking trails we develop and come in conversations with the people. That's very, very important. And if you look at those pictures, and many of them are with German explanations, doesn't it look familiar to Rotary? We're talking about contributions, we talk about maintains, we talk about sustainability, but there is no Rotary sign on it. Not yet, but we work on that. So back to call for action. During my governor visits, I forced the clubs to find their own regional local projects for the environment. But guess what happened? Nothing. The clubs, too surprised. They had no ideas what's going on, and they didn't find the combination, they didn't find professionals in their local areas to work on the projects. So the clubs came back to me as a governor and pleased me, tell us some projects, what can we do? So now I had a problem because I had to create a project and then give it to the clubs and said, work on it. But a Rotary Club loves the idea. It was their own idea. It's not so common that a governor force you or push you to a project. The Rotarians wanted to be the own inventor of a project. So it was really difficult to find something. But I had a Rotarian friend, and he told me something about the carbon footprint. And this carbon footprint started, the game changing, because now we know for which project we are looking. What do I need? So at first, we try to find out what's about a carbon footprint in my Rotary Club. So think about the carbon dioxide footprint today of this meeting. We are online. So we just talk about carbon dioxide for the servers, for electricity, for the coffee machine, Karen. So, but if you have meetings in person, we talk about the meeting mobility, coming by car or train or public transportation systems to the meetings. We talk about the food, about the meals, and we talk about the trips, the club trips, etc. So you can find in the internet, you can find footprint calculators. And it's interesting, just try it for your club, for your own club to find out how big is your carbon footprint. And then the average of a annual club footprint is approximately 10 tons of carbon dioxide. So now we can try to find out how we can reduce our carbon footprint just in the club. What you do in your family, in your firm, in your office, that's written on another page, I would say. But you can start in your club finding out how we can reduce the footprint. So, as I said, the largest carbon footprints come from meeting and travel related to clubs. So, encourage your friends to use public transportation or carpools to attend meetings. Okay, I know not in every region it's very common to use the public transportation, but sometimes you have the possibility to create carpools going for a district conference, to an intercity meeting. Use it and you get the best atmosphere in a carpool, I can assure you, because you start talking in the car because of the event you want to join, because of something happened near to you. And so you are best friends if you come back from just a trip by a carpool. No flights during a year. Well, that's difficult in some countries, but here in Germany, I tried during my governor year using carpools and using the train. And we talk about 30,000 kilometers. And I had no flight, I had no private car. I just use the train, and in the local areas, there was carpools. I had to drive. The president picked me up or something like that. So, well, it is a lot of organizations, but it works and it helped me to reduce my personal footprint instead of the governor's year. That was really a challenge, but it worked. And a club can always think about traveling by train if they planned their own club trips. And the most important thing I see is increase the proportion of vegetarian meals at meetings and on trips. And we can start it for district conferences and intercity meetings as well. Ask always for vegetarian food. Ask always for the free water. Ask always for non-one-way bottles, etc. Small steps, but you create awareness for this main topic for environment. And after 10 years, it's totally normal that you have vegetarian meals. And sometimes you have to ask for non-vegetarian meals. And that's a lesson I learned in India, that I'm not looking for vegetarian meals because I'm looking for non-vegetarian meals, because another topic. Good. But it's just some ideas how you can reduce the footprint. I bet you find more ideas how to reduce it. But if you can't reduce the footprint, you get the feeling you want to compensate your footprint. But how you can compensate, how you can find projects helping you to compensate the footprint. And then we come back to the green belt, because in the green belt, there are the solutions, because the green belt, the environment needs our support, they need our money, and they need our hands on. And now you see the circle of green belt and Rotary, because we start with my idea of a project at the green belt. Then we come to the footprint, and then we go to the green belt and ask them, are there areas we can support you buying areas, buying a land, or do you have projects we can support with hands-on? And we calculated that 1 hectare of land is the 10 tons compensation of carbon dioxide. You see, 10 tons, 1 hectare in forests or dried marsh, whatever. So we can, with our giving money to the green belt, support them to buy the land from the farmers, from the forest owners who aren't interested anymore being the owner. So good prices in some regions, high prices in some regions, but we support the green belt to become owner of 1 hectare after another. Let me show you here. That's an area, I think we talk about 1,800 hectares, and it's located the Bavarian and Czech border, and you see a lot of areas that's green, dark green, that's federal forests and federal areas, but you see yellow highlighted areas, and that are 17 hectares from private owners. And we try now to get to buy, or better said, the green belt try to buy these yellow highlighted areas from the owners. And that I can offer to the Rotary clubs and say, if you buy 1 hectare of this land, of this area, you are a carbon neutral club for your life, because every year 10 tons of carbon dioxide were compensated by the mire or marshland or whatever you want to call. So that is the idea. We started with that, and we started in an environment like this. You see very dry areas. You see a lot of forests of spruces, the most horrible tree, I would say, because the spruce needs a lot of water and the wood is a terrible quality. So you can't earn money with that. So every owner is lucky and happy to get the possibility to sell the ground, and all the others are responsible for it, but not the farmer owner. So that's very helpful. And you see on the right hand side down how horrible it's a nightmare. If you walk through the forest, it's really a nightmare. It's not enjoyable, it's not recreable, it's horrible. But you see the colored new visions now. We're working on pick or get out the trees from the areas, and you see the grass will begin to grow, and you see the water will come back and will store in the marsh. And that's so helpful. And it's also, if you talk about floods, wetlands, mires, bogs, doesn't matter. They help to keep the water in the ground and in the area. So you reduce the dangers of floods. If you have heavy rainfalls, the mires will help you to reduce the danger of floods for your villages, for your cities, for your streets, for your environment as well. So hands-on, of course, go out and cut out the trees of the areas. And it's just, I would say, half a day, 3 or 4 hours, hard working. It's not just simple gardening. It's really hard working. But with 20 people for 3 hours, we got a result. The green belt employees would need 2 weeks to do the same work we did. So that's really helpful, and that gives a good feeling for the green belt as well, that we are good partner in crime, partner in environment, and that the cooperation is really helpful. And we work on this. Hey, we buy a bog. We have calendars. You see people living at the green belt, telling stories about what's going on at the green belt, their own history, their passion to the green belt. So you can learn a lot more, not only about animals and flowers and plants. You can learn really more about the green belt and the vision behind. And it's just the cover of this calendar, and we really love it to work on that. And it's a calendar you can use it every year because you see at the cover there is no year on it. We don't talk about 2027. You can use it every January again and again because we thought about the 29th of February, etc., etc. You have no holidays on it, so you can use it till the calendar will fall down from your wall. So that was the idea. Sustainability as well in this project. I found private people who trust in the project and they gave money for 1 or 2 hectares on their own, just telling me that's a family. Let me say, it's a part of their family's history. They felt connected to marshland, so they want to bond with it and they want to support and they want to visit their mire, and that's possible, of course. Maybe think about cameras. So you have these wild cameras and some trees in some parts of the areas. You can sit on your screen in the morning having your first cup of coffee and watch what's going on your part in the green belt. And I think that really is special what we can offer. So yes, I can say it's not my NGO, but I can say it's a mission to marsh what we do. And I think wetlands are really a game changer in the climate changing, in all these challenges we are instead of. So if I get, or if I could give you some ideas how you can work in environment, and I know with very recent we talking about mangrove and growing on that. So it depends, of course, of your local situation, but being sensitive for this and looking around and find solutions and find partners to work with them, that's the best you can do. So that's the end of my slides. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me, please.
Thank you so much, Sabina. That was excellent. You can go ahead and take your, stop share. Although that's a great picture. I love that idea, the calendar. It's excellent. Elizabeth, I think, let me see if Najodi is ready. I know we have to get something with, let me highlight, and Chris
And
too.
then get to the questions.
That's right. Should I get Chris first or should I get Najodi here?
I think we got
Oh, there she goes.
Najodi.
Najodi's ready. There you go.
Excellent presentation, and this is really you have covered almost everything, the importance and the way we have to build up, and what are the ways and how we can collaborate. So this is in recognition of your generous contribution as a guest speaker at Earth Talk, a weekly global dialogue hosted by Rotary Earth Network Club. So we are sincerely appreciating your contributions, and thank you, Karen. Thank you, Laurie. Thank you, uh, Claudia. And thank you everyone who is attending this session. And definitely, Sabina, PDG Sabina is going to share the details with us. And as per your request, we are going to share with you. And we want you to attend the meeting next time also. PDG Sabina, you are always welcome to our session. Same time, same day, but link will be shared every week. Thank you so much. And our next is today's day. Happy Karen. Enjoy your special day, and thank you for moderating the session and what are going on back door that I know day to day. So happy to have you. And
Thank
you are
you.
always a great supporter and
My younger
motivator.
day.
So we will switch over to the next presentation. Our next presentation will be on April 16th, and that will be two speakers, Mario and Rajendra Kumar. They are going to talk on From Bees to the Forest, growing solutions for people and planet. So looking forward to see you all.
Thank you so much,
Karen?
Ms. Jody. Liz, can I hold off on you for just 1 minute? Let me get Chris up. I totally forgot to get Chris up for a.
And
He's
PDG
gonna-
Sabina, I'm going to send you the email with the certificate and details and appreciation from everyone. Thank you so much. We are proud of you.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Sabina. We're going to come back to you too. If you can
Karen,
stay.
if it works best to ask the questions of Sabina now, I don't mind.
Go ahead. You can we can spotlight you for a minute.
Okay.
Yeah. Whoops.
I want 15 minutes of fame. I don't want.
10. No, 2 to 3. You're on mute, sir.
Thank you. Sabina, that was excellent. Thank you. I've been to Berlin, and as you know, there was a wall through Berlin as well. And like a good tourist, I bought a piece of the wall. So I have that somewhere in my garage. But can you tell me, is that green? Is that a federal project overall?
Yes, it is a federal project. It's under the protection of one of the biggest German NGOs for environment, and it's a
okay.
part of it. And the European one is as well, from federal
Great.
to federal.
Great. In the USA, where I come from, Minnesota, we have some great trail systems as well, like the Appalachian Trail or the Pacific Crest Trail or the Rocky Mountain Trail or the Northern Trail that goes, it's 4,000 miles, not as long as your 12,000 miles, but 4,000 miles. But that's not why I'm here. I'm here to give you a project. Thank you, Karen and Lori, for inviting me to speak about the Rotary Earth Network Club's new project called Project Skybridge. But the Rotary Earth Network Club has decided to adopt a project called Project Skybridge. And this is built off of the work of another project called Operation Pollination. But our club is leading the Skybridge effort. Operation Pollination is under SRAG. For the past several years, I've served as the co-chair of SRAG's Pollinator Task Force. And without getting into all the pollinators' tasks Force's signature project is called Operation Pollination, which is open to Rotary clubs and other groups. You know, the Rotary Earth Network Club, by the way, is my club. I'm not an associate member. This is my club. I would ask you to consider asking your club or district, if you come from another place, to have them go to that link I put in the chat, srag.org/operation-pollination. And you can see there's an easy resolution and pledge, all non-binding, nothing legal about it. But please take a look at that. And while Operation Pollination focuses on the little things that run the world, our precious pollinators, Project Skybridge is the next evolution. It takes that to the next evolution, and we're concerned about all migratory species. So we like to say the birds, the bats, the bees, the butterflies, all these migratory species. And Project Skybridge is very simple. Absolutely everybody on this call could be involved, and you're welcome to sign up. And you can see the link there that Lori put in. I re-put it in there under the, and you can see what it's all about. It's basically the designation, if you have any property, even a balcony, if you live in an apartment building and you have a balcony, that could be a Skybridge site. We have a pit stop, which is basically a balcony. We have a link, which for those of you who own a yard is less than 1 acre. It could be like your pollinator garden in your yard, or a place where you don't use pesticides and use native plants. It doesn't have to be your whole yard. It could be just a portion of your yard. We have a hub, which is 1 to 10 acres, and an anchor, which is greater than 10 acres. That could be like a public space that you know. You could speak to the park manager or public space manager and say, hey, this place was designated as a wild place for wildlife. Would you like to be a Skybridge site? And so literally all 1.2 million or 1.4 million Rotarians, whatever we call, whatever number we use these days, could designate something, even a native plant, in your space, if you don't have a balcony, but even a native plant that can attract pollinators or other migrators. So that's basically what Skybridge is. And I would like to just take a moment, just if anybody has a question. You're going to see more. We haven't launched it yet. It's going to be fully launched, hopefully, for the Epic Day of Service in May.
Yeah, you guys are getting a preview of a sneak peek at this project.
Okay. Well, look out for it, and you'll be getting more information. So thank you, Karen and Lori. and Nagioti for the opportunity to say a few words.
You bet. Thanks, Chris. Thanks so much. Okay, let's get back to Sabina. Thank you. Liz, thank you for being so patient there. Appreciate it.
Hi, Sabina. My question is a very simple one. But first, I want to say your talk was super inspirational. And what a wonderful template for how to be an effective DG. Congratulations. This green belt is sure to attract maybe millions of tourists, and what another great way to educate the public. My question is really simple. Will we be able to bike on it?
Yes.
Then I'm coming.
Simple answer. Yeah, it's possible. And 2 years ago, I found a cyclist. She was running a triathlon, Ironman, etc. And she did the whole 1,200 kilometers in, I think, just 8 or 9 days. So, and she had a lot of time to send me pictures about the border stone and fences and animals and plants. That I think it's really, she was in a hurry, but cycling, hiking, that's possible. And it's not very comfortable. You have to organize a lot on your own, finding the hotels and finding places to stay. It's not very well developed. That's the challenge as well. So I talk about the smart development in the tourism, because we don't want the skyscrapers in the forest. So it's very difficult to find areas where hotels are allowed, etc., etc. But we work on that, and we have books for hikings as well and cycling. And yes, it's growing, and you are really welcome as best.
Excellent. Thank you. Great question, Liz. Anybody else have any other questions or comments? And you can just raise your hand too if you want to, instead of putting up that. Not everybody loves the. Go ahead, Lori.
I just have a question from everyone here, because most of us are Rotarians and we've worked on projects like this. Are there projects that you want to talk about, or just say yes to Sabina? I've done something like this. I'd like to grow it like I've done. So if you've done something like this, please tell Sabina.
Yeah.
Yes, it's so important that the clubs get the feeling their projects are really helpful and go on with them. But if you have no ideas, or if you want to come in corporations, etc., look to the projects like cooperation with the Green Belt. It's like a role model, and develop your own ideas. Just kick you out of your comfort zone and look around what you can do for our environment. What can you do for the carbon footprint? Just think about. And one sentence more, because I saw it in the chat. Solar panels. They are helpful at the balconies, on our roofs, of course, but we talk about solar panels in wetlands. So that's a really interesting development. Watching it, always they asking for federal supportings. Okay, we want to see, but working on that, because you have the owners of the farmlands, you have the green belt, and you get solar panels on the wetlands. You give the farmers the chance to get income. And that's so important, because this business facts, don't miss it. Because if you don't think about the business things, you lose the farmers, you lose supporting. You must give them the idea of create new businesses. So we work together with universities in developing new kinds of income, new plants which you can use for organic building. Or we have a shop like Amazon. They use for their packages 25% of grass from the wetlands. It's so interesting, and you don't lose the package. Don't worry, if you forget the package outside during rain, nothing happened to the packages. So it's interesting to see, but it's of course at the beginning very, very expensive. So you need the big players like Amazon, and they reduce the paper as well. During the last few years, I realized it, that there are these huge parcels. They reduce it to envelopes of paper, and they try to reduce the waste of all this parceling. And that's next important step. And if we bring it all together, wow, what a chance for changing.
Yes. It's funny, our speaker last week, Emily, talked about that too, working with businesses to try to do better, with what they're doing. So we have to, do what we can do. And we have to not, business is incredibly important, economy and economics. So it is good to be able to work with businesses in whatever small way they can help. But you're right, Sabina. Anna, go ahead. Anna Maria.
I think also this meeting has been altered. It's okay. So if I can, because Luca, you know him very well,
Yep.
is not attending, but I think he's very, very interested in this. And I tell him what he can do. So probably he will to Lori or to Karia, one of the two, to have more information because the green belt is very, very important. We are not so far away from Milan to Sabine, and Milano is, from this point of view, theoretically is a green town, but we are just a polluted, very crowded, very noisy town. So we must do something, and probably making an agreement or finding something together will be very important. So I will ask Luca to write and to be in touch with you because, okay, I am a member of the Eco Milano, but he has a large group of friends following him. So this experience is very, very interesting. We are very close to the friends in Germany. So we try to do something. Thank you very much.
That's excellent. Thank you, Anna Maria. Yeah, Lori, maybe we can send that to Luca when we get it all done. Just send it out to him and we can copy Anna Maria, just saying he'd probably be interested. We'll see Luca next week. Next week we're gonna do I think, right? Yeah, next week is our co-sponsored one with Eco Milano. Yeah. Go ahead, Lady Juliet.
Good evening, or good evening, everyone. Thank you for having Sabina. Is very, very, very interesting with your topic, and is very intrigued. I'm so much interested, and wondering if is it possible to introduce it to my club, or I do it as personal, whichever. I don't know what the criteria is for qualification. If that's okay, please.
Yes, of course. Will be a pleasure and honor. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
If you want to put your email in, you, Lady Juliet. I did see another comment. Sebastian had a question. For buying land, are there any matching gift options? He said.
I wish we have. That's really a problem. I really look to our possibilities with the Rotary Foundation, with the DDF materials, and Popolio thing to the Gates Foundation, the tripling by the foundation. I wish we had it for the environment,
that'd be great.
but I work on a global ground, so we can use DDF and we can use the match from TRF. It's a wetland project in Sweden. So I bought part of it. I just gave 2,000 or 3,000 US dollars DDF to this project. I'm not the international partner, but I am the sponsor and I can look to it and can see what's going on. I can learn from their mistakes. I can do my own because I think we will start global grants in Germany as well in the main area environment. And maybe that's a good idea to share these ideas as well in the future. If I have more results, not only the idea and the vision.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You bet, Sebastian.
You haven't got your email address, please.
It's in the chat, I hope.
All right, I didn't see if there were any other ones. Anybody else? Oh, Steve, go ahead. You're on mute. Yep.
Thanks. Has everybody seen this book, Solved by David Miller?
No.
Doug White handed it to me, How the World's Great Cities Are Fixing the Climate Crisis.
Oh,
And for
nice.
anybody that was at the SRAG presentation the day before the Calgary Rycon last June, they had the previous mayor of Toronto on. And he talked about this because major cities in Tokyo, Toronto, London, I forget the city, or something in Brazil, but a bunch of cities are doing this where they're making the building codes more green friendly. And it's just an outstanding book. Anyway, thought I'd pass that on.
Absolutely. I forgot to thank Mark. I know he's my city guy, but I forgot, Mark, thank you so much for being our sergeant at arms. Poor Mark. So when you see people are coming into the waiting room, poor Mark is having to look and, check them out and make sure we're not getting Zoom bombed kind of. So it probably takes away from your listening. I know it's mostly at the beginning, but we really appreciate you, Mark, your work with us. So thank you.
Thanks for the acknowledgement. I find it somewhat difficult, but not as difficult as I thought. And actually, since we instituted the reforms, we haven't had a Zoom bomber again.
We have not. It's been fantastic. Yeah, it's been fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Does anybody else have anything else they would like to ask Sabina or ask the group? We can close out the meeting, stop recording maybe, adjourn the meeting, and then if anybody just wants to hang out for a little bit, but we can let Sabina go. Thank you so much for all your time and your work, Sabina. Oh, I know what I was going to say. You had a cool thing about your red sneakers, your red Converse sneakers.
Well, there's another main topic, that's polio, of course.
Right.
And I want to send you a link because we have a teddy bear wearing the polio shirt, but the bear has no name. So we have the challenge, send us your idea of a name for this bear kit so we can have the celebration of giving the name during our district conference. I will send you the link as well.
That would be wonderful.
With the slides, and the challenge is open all over the world because we wanted to restrict it to our district, and I say no, because the polio bear is well known all over the world. Give others a chance to send in their ideas. So it's open for every country in the world. So please share your ideas for a good name for our polio bear kit.
Okay, thank you.
You.
Thank you. Go ahead, Nijodi.
Yeah, I just would like to share that I am an environmentalist and I am associated with the sugar and distillery industry and cogen. So there you see, once the project you want to establish or you want expansion, anything, green belt is one of the very important topic, and that is compulsory required 33% of overall land. So without that, there is no approval. So I know for the industry, this is very important. But you are bringing up a very good point here that domestic level, at club level and Rotary level, if the importance around our home, if whatever our land is there and some percentage we are allotting for the green belt, there will be definitely a great impact on the carbon footprint. And you see, even the aesthetic look also will get improved. And I think we can attract pollinators also. So I think this is one of the excellent topic and main topic you are stressing upon. I definitely would like to see that green belt related one project I will get involved, and with you I would like to work further. Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead, Lori.
I have one more question, Sabina. I don't know if it would be possible for Chris Stein, who is our project chair, to partner with any clubs you would suggest, because what you're doing is exactly what Chris and our club are wanting to do. And first question, do you already have a mapping thing where people, when they join the Greenbelt and do their planting, that all of this goes on an interactive map?
We work on that. We are all, working in our free time. So we're working on a homepage. There will be an interactive map, and I want to show which areas we want to buy and which areas are sold out. And the best thing is there are so many NGOs in Germany talking about marsh and wetlands, but we are not fighting for the grounds, for the areas, because there is so much of them that we can cover it all over Germany. The biggest problem is really that we need business, that we need an income for the farmers. It's not all about the nature, yes, but the farmers have to be persuaded changing from intensive agriculture to extensive. That's very hard, but we want to show on a homepage where they can work, what are the projects, where is a hands-on, where is a and I really have a good internet master in my district. And he will work on that. We'll link it to the district and link it to Rotary Germany. So step by step. And I can send you a link and then you can watch what's going on and the maps and interactive. That's the next step we have to work on that.
Along those lines, one of the things that's like our step 2 in what we're doing, because we're doing the same thing, and however we can work together so that we're not doing extra work. But one of the things that we're trying to do, I hope I don't get in trouble for this one, but on the Rotary Project Center, all of this stuff we need to track there too.
Yeah.
And so one of the things, again, this is phase 2, is to make it so that when people register, if it's a club or a district or a zone, to have some kind of AI model so that you can put in your description that you already have and then spit out the answers that you can plug straight into the Rotary Project Center without having to go through all the, I hate to say thinking, but it just, people don't enter because it's too much work. If we can make it easier to collect that data.
Yep. You're reading my thoughts. Because as a foundation chair, I always ask for lightning projects.
Right.
And it's just my knowledge that there is a club with a project, they are engaged in Nepal, whatever. That's my knowledge, but it's not on a map. It's not in the data. And that's to collect, and then you just go and asking for water and hygiene. And then you see Nepal and Venezuela and whatever, go. Nothing like this. The project fairs on Rotary.org, it doesn't work for me. It's too difficult to find what I'm looking for.
Right.
Bingo.
So working on that, another thing, because as a foundation coordinator, I'm looking for this main projects that like a role model as well. If you go to $1 glasses, for example, well known in India, in Nepal, Good Vision is the name in India. And nobody knows about that. They work in Colombia as well. So I put them together because I have the knowledge, but without me, it's gone. And that's difficult. So find a solution, easy data based and with an easy entrance to it.
Yes.
Special offer, easy finding. Give me some weeks to think about that, and maybe I can offer you something special.
We had
Wonderful.
somebody asked from the club asked about the map, was having trouble with the mapping on that service project center. And so I wrote to them and I said, hey, we're having trouble. I need to try to find out why not all the projects come up on the map that they have. And they didn't answer the question. They said, we'll get back to you. But they sent me a survey to say, would you rate the service project center for us? And I thought, well, yeah, I'll put in my comment again that your mapping doesn't work, but so I don't know whether they're having trouble, but it would be a great place. I mean, that's the place to put your projects, because then you should be able to sort it, and we can put in areas of focus. So you can put in the environment, you could put in. So yeah, that would be the best thing for him. So we're going to keep working on that. We're not going to let go. So
Maybe that's the first one. Pardon?
When we have Pablo with Minga Mundal, Karen,
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
thinking Pablo and Sabrina need to talk
yeah.
because they're doing similar work. Have you heard of Minga Mundal, Bina? So it's on cleaning up water, but they're restoring around the globe, whoever they can network with, land
Wetlands.
that interacts with waterways. So
Yeah.
Okay.
We should let her go.
yes, we should
Yeah,
let you go.
perfect.
Sorry.
Connect us and work on that. And on the map,
Okay.
on the database.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Sabina. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Anybody
I
have
think
any other?
each and every club, if the environment chair has been given a great importance, and then environment chair can collect all the data, and then and one training also require how to do the mapping and how to upload the data. Rotarians are doing the work on the ground. They are investing their own money, but they need some encouragement to upload their data. What they think we are doing everything, but what some they are not familiar with the Important.
We're going to discuss some more of this with Neki Clay.
Yeah, if that training is possible, then definitely you will get more hands.
Agreed. Thank you, guys. Be well. Be well. See you next week.
Right.
Bye.
Bye now.